Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 1st, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You see BC, Washington, Oregon. Check out this trough elongating and starting to center over the state of California, bringing the southeast warm, moist flow back across Pacific Northwest. Is it going to continue our thunderstorm chances here over the next few days? Even a severe thunderstorm cannot be ruled out, and some of these may drift west to the Cascades here into southwest BC, Washington, and Oregon, and then through the extended, we're going to build a trough here across the Pacific Northwest again towards the end of the week with our next weather maker looming. It's going to cool down the entire Pacific Northwest most likely. We'll take a look at that in some detail coming up here in a moment. See Seattle 61, 2 degrees below average here. We cooled way down from the previous 2 days here, but we are going to bounce back here Tuesday and Wednesday. More on that here in a moment. This is looking National Weather Service Spokane talking about the rivers and creeks running high out there. Some minor flooding is possible out there, and that water is cold and it's moving fast. So heads up for that. This is rain and thunderstorms this week through Thursday. Dangerous lightning, possible hail, heavy rain. Can't rule out some severe thunderstorms as well. Cascades on in through east. Nice graphic here from the National Weather Service Spokane. Here we go. Day one, severe thunderstorm threat across eastern Oregon. I do believe a severe threat exists across Idaho as well. There's going to be decent shear, and there's going to be quite a bit of instability across some of the panhandle also. And we may get some thunderstorm activity going across the Cascades that could even go over the foothills a little bit west of the mountains also. And that's going to kind of be the pattern over here over the next few days. Will these storms get out to the west? A lot of the times the models don't pick up on this well, and it just kind of shows maybe a thunderstorm or two drifting out, and then by the time you get closer to the event you get much bigger thunderstorm activity across the western portions here. So these events are very fickle and they are difficult to figure out in advance, so we're going to try to do our best here over the next couple of days. This is day two thunderstorm potential here, just showing you that the SPC is kind of including us, and this is going to change over the next day or two. Here we're looking up towards 10,000 feet, 700 millibars. Check out this bowling ball of cold air at the upper levels of the atmosphere across the state of California, bringing this warm air back across the Pacific Northwest here out of the southeast. That's going to continue our thunderstorm threat, and this will just kind of spin over California before it finally starts to eject east, and then we're going to replace it with another cold trough as we go on towards the end of the week. More on that here in a moment. This is 18,000 feet, 500 millibars, and you can see that low pressure over California with that moist air aloft, continuing to bring multiple rounds of thunderstorm potential here across Pacific Northwest as we move through this week. Look at that moist air as it moves into the Pacific Northwest here, and that flow out of the southeast, favorable for thunderstorms across the area. Here we're looking at Tuesday. So you can see Tuesday is going to be 10 to 15 degrees warmer than what we will be today on Monday here. So Tuesday and Wednesday, not bad, warmed up here across Pacific Northwest. Of course, some thunderstorm activity can throw a monkey wrench into that. But for the most part, we're going to be warmer Tuesday and Wednesday than what we were today. Here we go. Looking at convective available potential energy. A UW model here, hot off the presses this morning. Put it into motion. You can see some instability moving in towards tomorrow morning. And you can kind of see this instability waning during the overnight hours and kind of bouncing back during the daytime, and then potentially moving off even west of the Cascades at times here. So that's kind of what we're watching here through this next week. This is looking at the high-resolution rapid refresh. You see this thunderstorm activity going through the day today. Can't rule out some lightning strikes across the Cascades. And you see that severe threat across Oregon emerge as we go through the evening tonight. And again, maybe across the Panhandle as well. It looks like some lightning may favor BC here as we go through tonight. But you see the trajectory of these storms moving out of the southeast. You can't rule out some of this moving out over the lowlands of western Washington, Oregon, and southwest BC. Tuesday morning, you see them move almost all the way out across the ocean there. And as we go on in through Tuesday afternoon, more storms as they move from east to west across the area, trying to move out even to western Washington. We'll see how this goes. We'll check out this forecast tomorrow, but by Wednesday morning as well, you're going to continue this thunderstorm threat going. This is looking at the European. This is 3-hour precipitation total in inches, and just kind of showing you the same trajectory as here on the European model. Tries to spread some precipitation out, which would be in the form of thunderstorms favoring western Oregon through Tuesday morning, shown there. And then we go out into Wednesday morning, some activity popping up up across Washington, Oregon as you go through the afternoon also. And then as we go on in through Thursday morning, check this out. Looks like this might be interesting as we go through the day Thursday. This could be in the form of thunderstorms riding up and across the region here. We'll have to monitor this closely because that could be, pretty prolific lightning maker across some of the areas west of the Cascades. This is looking at Seattle, Tacoma, and you can see where you are going to bump up Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe some 70-degree days before the cool down with that next trough starts to arrive here. Now you can see Boise, pretty darn warm as you go through Thursday, but then that trough's even going to affect them out there east of the Cascades all the way down into the valley of Idaho. This is for Spokane. Look at this big change here coming with that next trough here after some warm days. And these temperatures are going to vary just depending on how much thunderstorm coverage is going on across some of eastern Washington there. So here we're looking at 18,000 feet. This is last night's European run, and you'll see the bowling ball over California here at 18,000 feet, and then the next deep trough setting up here right over us here across the Pacific Northwest. And this is really going to cool things down, and it's going to bring some pretty good precipitation amounts as you'll see in this run here. So thunderstorm potential exists this week, but then watch the next trough come across the region. Look at this. Some pretty good precipitation until it's starting to show up, even across portions of Idaho, western Montana, portions of eastern Washington, maybe even across some of the higher terrain of British Columbia as well. As you can see, this trough means business coming in. We'll watch that, though. We have plenty of time to look at it here over the next few days. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook. This goes through May 10th. This is picking up that signal of the next trough. This is also that precipitation with that next trough there as well through May 10th again. This is the summer signal. I did show this yesterday. This was issued April 20th. And you can kind of see that above average signal here across much of the west coast of the USA. And this is kind of concerning too, because we do have a kind of a signal that we're going to be below average here across Pacific Northwest. We're already extremely dry at this point in the summertime. We were one of the driest areas in North America here across the Pacific Northwest. For any below average signal here would be pretty bone dry, and hopefully we don't start to bring some drought conditions back across Pacific Northwest here. It's really, Washington is pretty drought free right now. This is looking on into the winter months here. With the pending El Nino, we are likely to be above average as we go through fall and on in towards winter. This is a seasonal precipitation outlook for the fall and winter as well, and you can see the below average signal here coming up. And I can say with pretty good confidence that we are going to be above the temperatures that we saw this winter and spring here across Pacific Northwest with a very high level of confidence here, because we were very cold here, to be honest. And with an El Nino coming, we are almost certainly going to be warmer and probably above average on a whole over the entire region. So anyway, yeah, thunderstorm threat's going to go through this week. Big trough coming as we go through later this week on in towards next weekend is likely to come through the region here. We'll watch that closely over the next few days. I may be chasing out across the plains. I will bring my equipment, and I'll still try to do my daily briefings here because I love watching the Pacific Northwest weather no matter where I am in the world. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe, and we will do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.